Hello, my name is Jess. Thank you for joining me. This is Thrifting is My Beach, where I have a YouTube live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If this is your first time joining, please hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm getting really close to my 1,000 subscribers and would love to continue to grow my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if this is a video that you liked and enjoyed. All right, so here we are, January 14th of 2021. Let's hope this year is better than 2020. Okay, so to get started, today was the opening of Poshmark's stock. Poshmark is now a public company, and you can own part of it if you want to pay. It started out today at $42 per share, and as of this evening, it closed with a stock price of $101.50. So, and more than doubled. If you got it for the $42, good for you. I was wanting to buy some tonight, but my husband said I should wait like a week because it should go back down. Hopefully he's right, because yes, I would love to own part of the company. One share, woohoo! He's really gotten into stock lately, but okay, moving on. The show originally started as ThredUP and more. But now I just use ThredUP for liquidation. There have been several changes, as I previously have stated in other videos. Go back to my ThredUP playlist and go through there and look. So, this week, I wanted to share with you ThredUP, ScrewUP. Because it seems like anytime people are talking on social media, it's about ThredUP, ScrewUps. Fed up with ThredUP. Like, you know what I mean? Excuse me, sorry. And yes, indeed. Before, I was kind of debating if I wanted to send stuff in, but I think I came to the conclusion that until my kits that I have already sent that are waiting to be processed, which who knows when they'll get to those, 2022. I didn't send them expedited, so who knows. I am not going to be sending stuff in until I can see if that stuff is even going to be profitable. I buy my stuff pretty cheap, but I would rather sell it myself and make more money. So, let's talk about what ThredUP has screwed up, right? A lot. And I don't like to bash, but I don't think I can hold it back anymore. Okay, so this week I opened up a box of reclaims, which reclaims are items that did not sell within the 60 to 90 day period, and so you get them sent back to you, right? You don't have to get your items back unless you want to. But yes, I want to because I want to try to make money with these items, okay? So I got my items back. I opened up my box to go ahead and list this stuff myself. I had sent 2 Talbot's belts that were new with tags. I can't remember. I don't think the retail price was actually on the tag, but it was new with tags with the barcode and everything. And I'd previously made a video, I think, packing this box, and the belts were listed on ThredUP's website as new with tags, and they came back no tags, like not even loose in the box. So I wasn't going to reach out to them because I'm like, but it was 2 belts, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to see what they would do now, because I've had stuff come back before, and I felt like they were more in my favor, I should say. But I posted on my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, you should. I post daily there, and it's Thrifting is My Beach as well. The name is also in my description below. If you're also interested in the stores, or my stores and closet, to see kind of what I have for sale and how I list my items, go check those out as well. But I'm going to read to you exactly what ThredUP said. Okay, so I had liquidated these belts, meaning I had dropped the price to just kind of make it worth my while to have them on their site when they had those changes. So I want to pop this up for you and read it to you, what they said. And I also, screenshotted it and put on my Instagram. And that's when other people kind of chimed in with issues that they've had. So, wanted to share it with you. Okay. I said, I got my reclaims back in 2 belts that I had sent, were listed as new with tags, and came back to me with no tags at all. And this was a chat through Facebook because it was, I think, after hours. So they responded the next afternoon. Hello, Jess. Thank you for selling with us. We are sorry to see that you received these items back without their tags. We'll be sure to pass this feedback along to the team as we want all the items to be returned to you in the same condition as which they were received, which should be like in their policies, I believe. For this inconvenience, we were able to give you a credit of $3.90 issued to your account. Blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, granted, so the belts were listed for, I think I had one down to $30 and then the other one down to $40. So if they would have sold, the $40 belt would have given me $10 and the $30 belt probably would have given me like $6. I could have argued back with them and been like, hey, no, like but the item wasn't necessarily damaged. I just won't be able maybe to sell it as new with tags. I'm selling them as new without tags. I had paid $1 each for these belts. If I had invested maybe a little bit more, I would have kind of fought back. But with ThredUp, I'm just trying to lick my wounds and move on. If it was an item that I'd paid up for or that had higher resale value, I would definitely push back because you can push back and you can ask them to raise it to the management level. And my cat is trying to open. We have like a sliding door. What are those called? Pocket door to our bathroom, and she can actually get her paw between the door and get in because she has a thing when she's shut out of my bedroom, like she freaks out. And so hopefully you don't hear her banging the door. Okay, so that was the issue I had this week with ThredUp. But when I put that on Instagram, other people chimed in with their issues, so I wanted to share those with you as well. I try not to discuss the issues with ThredUp because it seems to be everywhere, but I want you to be aware because my previous videos with ThredUp are pretty much inaccurate because so much has changed with them. So before I told you, like, if you got an item back as reclaims and it was damaged, just reach out to customer service and they should compensate you. However, they only compensate you based off of their prices. So if you raise your price 50% of ThredUp's pricing, it doesn't matter. Also, before I have stated and suggested, as others have as well, when you go to reclaim your item, you need to raise the price to the maximum without getting penalized, because when they go to send your item back, if it is either lost or damaged, I feel like ThredUp would compensate for that. So if the item is lost, they will give you your actual payout. I had that happen 3 weeks ago. Now, knock on wood, don't know if that's real wood or not, but I don't know because it seems to change from day to day. So just take everything I say with a grain of salt, okay? These are just my experiences. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what others have also stated. Sorry, I'm checking in the chat. Yeah, so today is Thursday, if you're not aware, if you're working from home, and I never know what day it is unless I look at my calendar on my phone. Customer service about a damaged item. They're asking to send pics, and I keep forgetting to. Really? Okay. So, hello, Bethel. Stated, if you're watching this later and you're not reading the chat, she stated that she also had reclaimed items come back to her that were damaged. And ThredUp is requesting pictures. I can kind of see that they need that for a file to issue a partial payout. But you should follow up with me next week and let me know what they say, because I'm interested with everyone's experience. And you can see in if you do their live chat, you can see who you talk to, because some customer service representatives have been majorly called out on social media. And so it'd just be interesting to see who you specifically spoke to. Okay, so now I'm going to move on with, somebody that follows me, her name is Elijah, on Instagram, said that ThredUp had recently rejected brand new shoes, and they came back to her with footprints in these shoes. She reached out to customer service. They gave her a $49 payout for her inconvenience and said this was a one-time exception. That's just gross. Like, if you send new shoes in, they reject them. It's not even like they were for sale and they got returned. They weren't even for sale. So obviously somebody at ThredUp's warehouse had to put these shoes on, right? And like walk around in them or borrow them. Who knows? There's so many theories out there. It's kind of hard. Like, that's why I would love to, like, if you were a journalist, I think it would be amazing to go under the radar and get hired to work on like the in the warehouse where they actually process the clothes, to see behind the scenes, because as resellers, I think we would all be dying to know what they really do. Okay. Another person stated that they had a reclaim item sent to them with the size tag actually removed, and it was on a Free People dress. Now, you know that they will not sell an item if there is no size tag. So I don't understand how an actual size could be removed. I don't get it. Another person said that they sent in a brand new pair of shoes with the box. They were listed for the period of time and they did not sell. So the person reclaimed her shoes and they were sent back without the shoebox. Okay. I could go on and on. People have told me so many similar stories to this, but you kind of get the point. I just want to be completely transparent that back over the summer of 2020, I painted this awesome picture of ThredUp and how you could make thousands of dollars, and this is not the case now. Sounds like they have a lot of issues within their company at the very base level, and they need to fix that. And I understand every company has its issues, but it seems to be pretty significant right now. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. ThredUp is an online consignment store, and you're probably wondering what they do with the items that don't sell, items that maybe have a small flaw on them. Yes, they recycle them, but they also have items, or not items, but they also have things called rescue boxes, which I'm sure you guys are aware of, but maybe not. So I wanted to shed the light on this, okay? They have rescue boxes. They do not sell men's clothes. However, they do have a men's clothing rescue box, which is interesting if you like to sell men's clothes. I have watched some YouTube videos of unboxings of the men's clothes, and it's not like it may be worth your investment if you're looking to flip them. Okay, but they also have several. They have like Coach handbags, Premier purse, rescue boxes. They have scarves, shirts, denim. I have bought in the denim DIY and I made my money back and maybe a little bit. I bought a t-shirt DIY box and was able to sell one shirt for about $9, and the rest were totally DIY from like Walmart and Target, and they were not in sellable condition. So just keep that in mind. When you do buy a rescue box, at the top of their page, it says there may be a small flaw on the item or that requires some TLC. So you are taking a little bit of a risk, but it can be fun. It's kind of like buying a lottery ticket. Thank you everybody for joining. I haven't properly said hello to everyone. I've just been on my little rant. After each video, I do like to go back and watch some of it because I like to critique myself. Like I say too much, or I talk about my personal life. The last 2 weekly videos, I totally apologize. It was not very educational. I rambled about my personal life, as I have kind of been struggling the last couple of weeks if you watch those videos. And so it may have been a good thing for me to kind of get everything off my chest, but it was not very informational, which I kind of want my show to be informational. And I also like for you guys to share your tips and tricks in the chat so we can learn and grow as a community. Okay. Thank you, Darylyn, for joining. She went to the Goodwill outlet for the first time this last week, and I think she enjoyed it. Good for her. I was a little intimidated the first time I went because people are pretty aggressive, but now I'm one of those aggressive people. So, okay. Try to send them in a little. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Hello, Bethel. And hi, Catherine. Thank you for joining. Okay. Also, let's see how many likes. We're at 3 likes. Please give me a like. It really helps the algorithm. And leave a comment in the chat. Well, I guess after the video. Never mind. It just helps boost my video. High prices you showed from your video. Oh, Salvation Army. Okay, so I was shooting the video, or like recording, when I first walked in the store, and they have a coat section when you first walk in. And right now I like to look at coats, sweaters, jackets, well, jackets and coats, and I always have to look at the dresses. And so their prices are insanely crazy. They started raising the prices about a year ago. It used to be cheaper than Goodwill, but now it's like twice, if not triple the price of Goodwill. And I've heard several other customers complaining. And I don't know financially if the company is really struggling or what the reason is. Every holiday, like Martin Luther King Day, I don't know if they'll have a half day, but every holiday they'll have half off the clothes. So even at half off, it's still not something I would consider. However, if you watched my haul after I went shopping inside the store, you will see that other clothing items are affordable to flip. Like I found some Lululemon that were actually half off. And what else did I find? I found Sundance, Eileen Fisher, but you do have to dig or like go rack by rack. And the quality of their clothing is not, they've always been known for, since I've started shopping there like 10 years ago. I don't know if they have poor lighting in the back room where they process their clothes, but the quality is not where it should be. Like Goodwill has amazing quality. I have noticed that they hardly have any flawed, like I never really noticed any flawed items on their sales floor, but I'm from Central Illinois and I know it totally varies store by store with management and by region. So, okay. Let's see, what other notes do I have? Okay, so also with expedited kits, I know previously expedited kits were previously processed in a very short time of, what was it, like 10 days or something insane. Don't you wish that they still did that? I might still pay for the $16, but now it's 3 weeks, and that's not necessarily accurate as well. I have heard of people, including Dara Lynn, who have sent in kits that were not even expedited and they were processed within a couple of weeks. I think it was just luck, really. Or they got put in the wrong category by mistake. Oh, you know what? Dara Lynn, let me know. You had told me before that you had sent a box that was not expedited and they charged you for expedited and it was processed. Did you ever reach out to them? And did they refund you that money? I would be curious to know. Okay. So somebody had shared with me that they had sent in an expedited kit on October 20th, and it is stated that it will not process until February 5th. And that's the Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania warehouse, which I have not dealt with as I'm from Central Illinois. My kits have gone to Phoenix, Arizona. Most of the time when I first started selling, they're going to Vernon, Illinois, or Vernon Hills, Illinois, which was my favorite warehouse to deal with. I had the least amount of issues, but now they're going to Arizona. Okay. So somebody else had also shared with me that they had sent a kit in and it was shown that it was delivered on one date and it was going to be processed on one date, and then the processing time kept getting pushed back. And this is just, somebody saying it to me, so I don't know, like, how accurate. I'm just taking their word, right? So they had stated that they had checked their email because you're supposed to receive an email notification when your kit is processed, and from there you have 12 hours to adjust your prices before your kit goes up for bidding. That has not changed, but some people are stating that they are not getting the notification email. And so if you don't adjust your prices, you have to wait till the bidding time is over. There is nothing you can do. Not even customer service can help you until the 12-hour bidding time is over. And I have forgotten to adjust some prices on items, and they did sell, and you're just kind of out. Like, you can adjust your prices on the other items that have not sold, but ThredUP cannot help you. So, okay, next. Instagram. I love Instagram. I've been on there for probably 6 years. It is a great community for resellers. We all kind of help each other out, share our knowledge that we have learned, what's selling. It's also great for socializing, as I don't know about you, but I work from home. I have little kids. I'm in mom mode like all the time, so it's nice to take a break just for a minute and know that there are others out there experiencing the same thing I am. Okay, with Instagram, I would love to get to 10,000 followers, because then you get the swipe up feature, which could help bring people to your store or your YouTube page, whichever it may be. It's just nice, right? So I'm close to 6,000. Yeah, I have a ways to go, but maybe like in 2 years, that would be nice, right? So you can only follow up to 7,500 people. I thought it was 7,000, but last night I discovered I'm following 7,000 people, which is insane, right? So now, when I get close to the 7,500, I'm going to have to go through and weed out people that I follow. And I don't like to do that. I don't like be like the kind of person that unfollows people when you follow. But I started and went through about 20 people today just from the top of my list. And I would say about 75% of them have not posted for about 6 months, which is crazy. Sometimes it wasn't even for like a year. So I unfollowed. There was like one exception of somebody that I regularly interact with, and they just don't post on Instagram, but they do comment, and I have spoken like DMs with them. So I'm not going to unfollow them because I would consider them my friend. But that was something I didn't know, that there is a cap on how many people you can follow. Just keep that in your brain. Oh, Vita, have you had any success with Etsy? I'll always give, what has worked for me, and it really depends on what you're selling. So keep that in mind. I sell vintage, streetwear, anything really that's vintage, I'll sell on Etsy. But I'm always here if you guys have any questions. I learn from so many people. I love learning every single day. I'm on YouTube. I don't hardly ever watch regular TV. I just want to learn every day. I sell everything. I love it. Okay. So, along with Instagram, that kind of moves into my next topic, which Darylyn shared the post to me, and I follow this perfectly. I have been using their extension subscription program since summer. Katie and Vicky on YouTube. If you don't follow them, go follow, subscribe. They are an amazing couple. They share so much that I love. And they have a weekly show every Sunday. So anyways, they introduced List Perfectly to me. It's a Google Chrome extension I've mentioned in my other videos. I cross post, and after I go on with this tangent for a second, I'm actually going to show you guys my sales over this last week. And without List Perfectly, if I were just to post on Poshmark and eBay, which is typically where I started, I would have only had 6 sales this week. Now, I've told you before, I don't necessarily rely on this money to like put food on my table. Fortunately, otherwise we'd be eating like ramen, because this has been my slowest week ever for probably the first 6 months when I was reselling, building up my store. It's bad, guys. I had a total of 6, 7, 8, 9. I had 10 sales across all my platforms this last week, and I'll get to that. But with Instagram and List Perfectly, they are now kind of combining with the fact that List Perfectly will now let you cross-post items to Instagram. Now, I looked into it just a little bit. For this option, you do have to have the business or the pro plan on List Perfectly. Now, I just have this simple plan, which is $29, and I may upgrade when I have more time to work on my business. Not at the moment, but maybe in the near future. And the business plan with List Perfectly is $49 per month. The pro plan is $69 per month. It is a great investment. You can always write it off on your taxes as a deduction. And you can cancel anytime. You're not locked into like some kind of contract, right? And there's also a code. My code's so messed up, but people can give you a code to get 30% off for your first month, which is great. So if you don't do List Perfectly, you might want to consider it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket for one platform. I list on like 7 different places. Thank goodness. Okay. So List Perfectly is like I've stated before, it's a Google Chrome extension. It is not an app. So you do have to be on a computer to cross list. There are a few things that you can do on your phone, but you can't actually cross list from one platform to another. So keep that in mind. Okay. So List Perfectly. Okay, Ellie. So I have the basic plan, which allows you to cross post to several different other platforms, including Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy, Depop. They even do Shopify, but not for the simple plan. Facebook, Kitizen, Tradesy, Grailed. But if you have, I think the $49 plan, that also will include Shopify. And things, I think they're going to continue to grow as a business. They are compared to Vendoo. I have not used Vendoo. I don't have a reason to try Vendoo because I love List Perfectly so much. Okay, so reading here. Yes, okay. Now, I did some research, and before when I've told you things that have sold for me over this last week, I've showed my phone. The picture's really small and you can't really see. So I took a few minutes today and I finally learned how to screen share. So that is what I'm going to do with you guys. I'm going to go one by one by each platform, tell you what sold, how much I paid for it, and all that stuff, so you can kind of see what's selling for me. In the chat, I would love to hear what is selling for you, or if you're watching this later, put in the comments down below what's selling for you. Is it clothes? Is it shoes? Is it vintage? Is it hard goods? Is it household products? Let me know. I'm curious because I have pretty much everything to list, and my sales are crap right now, so I need to be listing what's like in demand. So let me know. Yes, I know it's like Vendoo or List Perfectly. It's one way or the other. And just do what works for you. I'm just telling you my experience with List Perfectly. And this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. So it's my honest opinion. Robes. Yes, robes and loungewear and athletic wear. I do have robes that I need to list. You should also, when you're out thrifting, go look in the pajama section. It's often overlooked, and there's money right there on the rack. Okay, so give me a minute as I switch over to show you guys my sales for this last week. Okay, so give me 1 second. You will see it go black for 1 second. Okay, while I change it, and then we will hop on over here. Okay, so here we have an item that went out today. This was an eBay sale, as you see here. Now, this is an item I believe my husband got at an auction maybe. Like, I've had this for so long I don't even know. But it wasn't stamped that it was actually gold trim. I believe it was based off of, I found some that were just like it. But I've had these for a while. I didn't have much into them. And as you see, I only sold them for $21.24. I'm just now seeing here expedited shipping, but it was priority shipping. So I'm not sure why it said expedited. Okay, so the buyer paid for shipping. And the way I ship my items, as soon as I photograph them, I wrap them in bubble wrap and package them because I store items in my garage and my basement and I want them to be ready to ship. I label the box, that way when it sells, I go down, I grab it, and it's good to go. However, I really didn't think these were going to sell because I did not find comps. So I just put them in a box and did not wrap them or anything. Well, I had an issue where I went to wrap them this morning in bubble wrap, and one of the bases, like the area right here that I'm showing you, had like a couple small cracks. And so I reached out to the buyer and asked them what they wanted to do. They were a little frustrated and they just asked for a partial refund. So I gave them a refund of $5. And then they went on their way. We'll see how my feedback will be. I don't know. I mean, it was my bad, right? Okay, here's another item that I think my husband got at an auction. This has been for sale for over a year, guys. It's very interesting etched pottery. I can't even pronounce the name. I have found a similar one that has not sold somewhere else. As you see right here, I think there was a small nick in it, which kind of depreciates its value. But just really, I mean, do you see how detailed that is? It's really neat if you're into that kind of decor. But okay, so I started this high, like $50 a while ago, and I've eventually lowered and lowered it, and I continuously run like about a 15% off sale. So that is that, and it sold for $23.79 plus shipping. The next one completely shocked me. Here's Poshmark. Now, I had these boots. I got them at the bins, paid probably $2. And there were actually some marks. Where are these marks at? I will show you guys. And I noted it in my listing. It almost looked like watermarks. Right here, I think I showed the flaw. Yeah, do you see right here, there's kind of some discoloration. Not sure what it was from, but they were beautiful. They look like riding boots. So they sold full price. Shocked me. And it wasn't a guess. Normally, when I get the full price sales, it will be like a funky name. But this was an actual like Poshmark person, not a guest. So they sold. I'm incredibly happy for $55 because I think I sent out offers as low as $30 for those just to kind of get them gone because there were some small flaws that I did not previously see when I purchased them. Okay, this next one has been for sale for probably 6 months. I got it at a yard sale for 50 cents and sold these pull-on Old Navy jeans for $18. Now, the reason I got them is because they are size 18, which is a good size, and it's not only just 18, but it's 18 long, okay? The next, these sold for full price as well. And I think I got, when did these sell? Did these sell yesterday? Yeah, these sold yesterday for full price. And then those boots I just showed you sold for full price today, so I don't know what the deal is, but I'll take it. Okay. The next item is Chicago Bears sweatshirt. This is by Victoria's Secret Pink. And somebody donated this to me, a friend of mine, a couple years ago. And I kept it because we are Bears fans as well. However, do you see this wide neckline? I didn't like the feeling of it because I prefer crew neck. So I decided to finally list it about a month ago. Had quite a few likes and watchers. Finally sold on Poshmark for $35. I can't remember if that was full price or not. It's got a cool graphic on it. It's got raw hem neckline. It's just very cozy. However, somebody opened a case on me that purchased this and they stated that it didn't fit properly. But as you can see, I cover my butt and I include measurements right here. I did personally wear it. It does fit true to size. So I simply commented back, hey, I personally wore this. I believe it fits as stated, and I also included measurements. Feel free to reposh because there is that feature now that showed up about a couple months ago, reposh. Really, I don't care. I just don't think I should get the return. I'll keep you guys updated as I've only had, I think, 2 returns ever on Poshmark. Actually, no. I think they went in my favor, so they weren't actually returned. But, okay, next. Mercari. It is few and far between with Mercari. Now, I should have taken new photos of this. I've had it for sale for probably 2 years, realistically. And as you can see here, I just laid it on my floor. This is a vintage, dead stock, double-sided, double hit, whatever you want to call it. NASCAR, Kyle Petty, crew neck shirt. Pretty awesome. I actually got it out of some kind of promotional can. And it took forever to sell. I don't know why. But another reseller bought it from down south, and they'll probably triple the price and maybe sell it locally or sell it online. I don't care. I don't remember where I originally got this. If I got it from my dad, maybe because he used to be huge into NASCAR, or if we got it at an auction for like maybe $1. I'm not sure. Either way, I made money on it. Next, we have an Etsy sale. If I can get there. Come on, guys. Here we go. This was only listed for a couple of days. Now, this did sell for $30 plus shipping. It is simply a leather belt, you guys, or a leather sash, whatever you may call it. You can see it has like a tapered effect. It felt like really high quality. There was no branding or tags on it. As you see here, I simply stated that. And it smelled old. Like, it probably sounds so weird, but selling vintage, like, I smell everything to make sure it doesn't smell horrendous. But as selling vintage, if something smells not bad but not good, like, it is what it is. It's old, right? I believe this to be vintage, and it sold for $30. Shocks me. That's why you always need to look in the belt section. I got this at the bins, and so I paid 50 to 75 cents for it. Okay, this other one is terrible picture. Horrible picture. I should have put that on my dress form, but this was donated to me. It's like a 90s bra. They do really well. These underwire, if you get like a satin one or a lace one, they sell for $25 to $30. This was Lily of France. So anyways, this looks really simple and kind of funky. As you see here, it shows product with the title. And then, like, this is shoptrilling.com, which is this vintage website I have told you about that I sell on. It is very, very basic. As you see here, it sold for $30 and blah, blah, blah. It goes down below. But just wanted to show you, I have been making at least weekly sales on there. Okay, the last item I am showing you, which is my favorite shoe brand to sell, because I sell all the time for at least $50 up to over $100, depending on the style. I got these Doc Martens at a local thrift store for $5. I really debated on picking them up because they are a size 5, as you see there. That is a teeny tiny size. I believed these were vintage based on the style, the chunkier heel. And that style, I remember from when I was back in high school. So I would say like late 90s, maybe early 2000s. So they sold, as you see there, for $60 plus shipping. Love it. Love, love, love. Okay, so now previously when I tested this, it did not go back to my screen, or not my screen, but we will try and see if we can get it back to my video, okay? So I am going to be open to any questions or topics that you guys have. Let's see. I'm going to answer your questions now from what I've shared. So, Vita, you have no luck with robes, even new. So, with robes, I look for, I would say, vintage, realistically. Women love their old house robes. I just went and got my grandma like a 1970s velour house robe. They don't make them like they used to, right? Quality was so much better. So house robes can do well. I also look for chenille house robes, terry cloth house robes do well also. Or if you find like an old casino or an old hotel bathrobe. I sold one that was like a vintage men's pajamas and sleepwear also does well. That is always overlooked in thrift stores. So keep that in mind. I sold a vintage men's robe probably 3 to 6 months ago for $55 on Etsy, and it was selling for maybe $10 to $15 on eBay. So if you're thinking about Etsy, now may be the time. Okay. The vase. You know, I really luck out. My husband loves to go to auctions, and if people are interested in bidding on like a box of junk, really it looks like junk, for $2, my husband will get it and he'll bring it home. And of course I'll shake my head at him like, really, what am I going to do with this? But I list it, and most of the time it does sell. Maybe not for as much as I want, but yeah, it does sell. It's usually unique old pieces. So okay. White eraser may remove it for next time. White eraser. Catherine, what do you mean by that? I'm trying to think what I showed you that had a mark on it. Okay. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys tonight. Now, I know it's only 9:42. I haven't told you about my personal life. I guess we have a few minutes left of the live show, so I'll let you know, like, kind of give you what I've done this last week. As you can see from what I've showed you, my sales are the worst that they have ever been. I have been e-learning with my son. He's going back to school Monday, so that should help. I should have more time because when we e-learn is during my other kids' nap time, and that was usually when I would work. So this week, I have been having my nieces come over, and they've been babysitting my kids. I was kind of hesitant to do that, but they wear face masks, and they don't go out a whole lot. Like, I felt safe to do that because I need to make money. Like, I feel like I'm spending more thrifting than I am, like profiting. So that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to work. I've also been processing some ThredUP items, and they do not bring me joy. They're easy to list, obviously, because as I've shared in a previous video, I do use ThredUp's pictures. Now, somebody did reach out to me on Instagram, and she heard through the grapevine that ThredUp was actually starting to report or take down pictures on Poshmark of if somebody was using ThredUp's pictures. But I don't know. In the chat, or you can comment below, have you heard of this? Because I heard it from one person, and so it's just a rumor. This is not verified. I don't know if they're gonna go after people. If I hear more about it, then I guess I'll just retake my pictures. But like I said, I could care less about these items I'm getting. But I did pay like $1.50 each for them, and so it does add up. So if I can like make $10 off of an item, sure, let's do it. But that's something else I've been doing. I went to Iowa City, or not Iowa City. I went to Des Moines again this last Thursday, or no. Was it last Thursday? No, it was Saturday. Saturday, I went with my husband again. And I was only at the bins an hour and a half. And when I got there, it was a little bit before lunch, so I think the items had already been gone through, and it was pretty crappy. However, I went back when they first opened, and there's actually a line to get in. I went in. It was all supposed to be fresh inventory, and there was so much. I found like Doc Martens, Converses, in decent condition, and I made a haul video before. Quite a few vintage pieces. So I think that it would be a great place to go if you could spend like all day there. But we were on a time crunch, and so an hour and a half I was there, and I spent like maybe $60. I felt like I didn't get a whole lot, but that's okay. Yeah, Darylyn, I screenshot their pictures. It probably is illegal, but unless, I hear something more about it becoming an issue, I make a collage like for my cover shot, as I've shared before. But if it becomes more of an issue, like a legal issue, then yeah, I'll just take the pictures down. It's not a huge deal, but it's just saving me time. And my photo studio is seriously in my kitchen. Like, my lighting is not the greatest. Even though I have a ring light, like, it's just not ideal. So really, guys, last week I shared with you that we were trying to rehome our dog as there was an incident, and we just feel like she needs to go to a place with no kids or no other animals, and it's been a real struggle. We've had 2 people flake on us, like we make arrangements and then they change their mind, and so I have one person that's lined up to possibly meet her in a couple of days, and I'm hoping this one works out because she has to be separated from, my other pets, and so it's not fair for her to go through this, but at the same time, we don't want to put her down, so we're trying to give her a new home and a new start. But that's really all. I've been a mom, I've been a teacher, I've been trying to work when I can. I did stay up till 2 a.m. the other night, which I totally regretted, watching Bridgerton. I think that's how you say it, Bridgerton. It's a Netflix original series based off of the books. and it's based on in the 1800s, and I love watching shows from that time period, or even the early 1900s. I love their fashion and just society and history and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing. I have been waiting for, do you guys know, is Grey's Anatomy on tonight? Because I've been looking for a new episode for a couple of weeks and I have not seen it. I'm guessing they're still on their winter break, but I'll be glad when they're back because that is something that I love to look forward to each and every week. I don't have anything else for you besides I need to work. That's all I got. So if you guys don't have any further questions, you know how to reach me on Instagram. Thrifting is my beach. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out. I am up to 6 likes, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to continue to do these weekly videos. I will probably do a similar format to what I have now. So if you're interested in seeing what I'm selling each and every week, come back next week. If there's any news on ThredUP or any other reselling sites, I will share that information with you. I hope to purchase some Poshmark stock in the near future, depending on the price. I don't want to pay more than $100 because it's, as you know, it's a risk, but I think the company will continue to grow. So ThredUP is also going to be becoming a public company. But would you guys buy any ThredUP stock? I know I would not. So I feel like there is something huge I was going to tell you guys, but there really isn't. So, okay, well, I'm going to go sign out and probably watch some TV. So I hope you guys are all staying safe and well and have a Thrift Delicious day. Bye, everyone.